Hi there, thank you for joining me. My name is Sarah and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK. Welcome to Top Tips Tuesday. This is my second time of filming because I don't know why, well I do know why now, just filmed it and there was no sound, so I'm having to redo it. But anyway, I digress. Today we're actually concentrating on the Stamparatus, yet again, which is one of my favourite tools, and this technique especially I absolutely love, and I think this is the Stamparatus is absolutely brilliant for this. What we're going to do is be creating a wreath builder. It's called a wreath builder using our window sheet. I don't know if you can see this very well. It needs, hold on, I need some white behind it, then you might be able to see it. It's basically some acetate or window sheet, and we make a cutout to go in this. So I'll slip that in there and all will become clear to make wreaths basically. So if I show you, this is one that I just quickly did using just one stamp. So the stamp image is this, is that, and we get to make that really quickly and easily. But I'm going to show you first how to create the template, and then I'll be making more cards on my Facebook Live this evening if you can join me, and yeah, I'll show you those later maybe. So I'll just sort of crack on. Right, so this is another one I've also got. This is one for different sizes. You can create lots of different sizes depending on your card stock. And I have to say, square cards work really well compared to our normal. This is our normal size card, A6, and I've used a little bit of a different technique to create this. Well, I'll show you the trick later on. I'll not give it away at the moment on my Facebook Live later tonight how we've done this, but yeah, still created it using the Wreath Builder. But yes, so this is just, I don't know if you can see all these different colours. So the bluey purple one is a different size, the red one's a different size, the green one's a different size. Now the size I'm working with today is 90 centimetres, sorry, 9 centimetres, 90 millimetres. I'll just show you that. Because, so it's 90 millimetres square or 9 centimetres square, and that fits in there, which I'll show you how to do this in a minute. So the reason why I've chosen 90 millimetres or 9 centimetres is because our card layers are generally, let me get this one, sorry, I've got another card here. Our card layers are generally 100 millimetres or 10 centimetres across. I hope you can see that across there. So having it slightly smaller just makes sure means that you can bring the layer in a little bit more. So this one in here is your 90 millimetres, 9 centimetres. So that's what we're creating. So I hope that makes sense. But as I say, the sky's the limit with regards to sizes, depending on the size of the card that you've got. As I say, and square cards do work fabulously well, they really do. Right, so to start off with, we need to create this. Things are against me today, but no, never mind, we'll crack on. Right, so our grid paper is fabulous for this because, I don't know if you can see, at the top, it's got naught at the top and this big central line down, and then it goes either side, so it makes for measuring really easily. Well, not even measuring really, you just have to count. So each of these little squares are 1/2 centimetre, so hence 2 squares are 1 centimetre. So basically we've just got to cut from those hairlines, and we've got to count either side. And we've got to find, so we were doing this square, so we want that in the centre. We want those hairlines, crosshairs, right in the centre of the square. Hope that makes sense. So in order to do that, we're finding 1/2 of 90 or 9 centimetres, which is 4.5 centimetres. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1/2. So we mark up there with your red pen. Same goes here. Count 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1/2. Mark there. Same here. So basically it's 9 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 that way, 9 that way, and then you do your corners and you create you do your lines. And then also what I've done is I've got a piece of scrap card here cut at the same dimensions, 9 centimetres square, and then the easy way to do that is rather than having to measure all this again and work out going diagonally and stuff, you just use your lines, and basically we're just, as long as your corners, your diagonal corners all have to touch this line here. So get your cardstock, line it up there, make sure it's lined up there, line it up there, and line it there, and then you can draw around your square again, which I've already done, and that creates your shape. Then we have to get our acetate. So this is the one, so this is what I've done. You can see that's basically, you draw on your acetate and then you cut round it. And where's that? So yeah, we can do that. Make sure you use a permanent marker on your acetate. And again, you don't have to find, it doesn't have to be in the centre, but I personally like it in the centre. So we just want to make sure it's even space on either side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think it's 5.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so just get your acetate up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5, and then you know it's completely in the centre. So hold that nice and steady there, and we're just going to get some tape to hold it down while we mark it. So hold that down there. Doesn't matter what tape you use, anything just to hold it. Whatever you've got to hand will do. You just don't want it moving. So hold that there. And you can go in and draw your lines. Yeah, using the permanent marker pen. So one there. One there. Oh, smudged a little bit, but that'll be all right. One there. And across. So this makes it just so much easier once you've got it on the grid paper. You don't have to worry about measuring. You're just copying. Once you've worked out on here. Any square paper you could do it on, I guess. This just makes it so easy. You can, as long as you've got your measurements right. You could use a die cut if you had a square die cut or die big enough. You certainly could use that as well if it's big enough to go through your die cutting machine. Which I don't think this would actually, this 18.5 centimeters. Right, so that's that done. Now, if I lifted that up, you'd see that the blue's on there. But what I actually want to do, because I actually want and need a bigger square today, because for something I want to do, I'm going to try and work out 13 centimeters square. So instead of the 90 millimeters or 9 centimeters, I'm going to go 13 centimeters. So half of 13 is 6.5. So we're going to count. I need to do my square again, really, don't I? I might be naughty and just do it straight on the acetate, though. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep, that makes sense because it's 2 times 6.5. So 13 squares, 13 up, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Making sure. Oh, yeah, it was on the. Is that right? Yes, it is. Just doubting myself because I'm thinking on my. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I always worry about my measurements, so I always like to double check. Check twice before you cut. That's what I always say, because you just never know. And then we're coming down 13. 1, 2, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, which is matching up with those corners, funnily enough. That's why I'm kind of doubting myself, but I'm sure it's right. So do that, and then we know it's matching up with those ones. Hopefully this is making sense how I'm working it out as well in my head quickly. We're not going to have much acetate, so acetate left by the time I've finished. But oh no, I'm slightly out on that one. Where have I gone wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wrong dot there. But we won't worry about that. So I need to get my lines right to start off with there. What I'm not going to be able to do is actually cut it out and cut out the small one. But I'll do the bigger one later. I just wanted to get the lines in, so I knew where they would be. They should be. That's so strange how that's fitting exactly in there. I'm sure mathematically it's not, if I stop to think about it. So there's that one. So I'm now trying to work out how the other one would be then. If that's 1, 2, 3, 4 over, I'm guessing that's going to be 4 that way as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right on our tape, so that's going to be close. 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, that's going to be very close on the edge of the acetate. But it should work still, I hope. We will see later when I have a go. So this is probably now looking a little bit complicated to you, but basically we just need to concentrate on that one to cut out. This just shows you the different sizes that you can create as well for different size cardstock. So, oh. So yes, I'm not sure if I showed you this one because I did the first of my videos. So this is the one I've done, and you can see the different colours. Because you don't actually have to cut them out, you can just use this as a guide and lay your cardstock on top, but I personally prefer to cut them out. So that's kind of what I'm doing now, what you see I'm doing, just different sizes. So I've done that, and then what we need to do, we need to just take that off there, and we need to just try and cut it out. Now I would recommend, if you've got a scalpel and a cutting mat, to use that. It's so much easier than using scissors, but I am going to show you how you can do it with scissors in case you haven't got those. But I think you'll find it a lot easier to, as I say, to use the scalpel. You'll get much better results as well, I'm sure you will, on straighter edges. But so we don't need that anymore. So this is just a scoring mat, not a scoring mat, a pricking mat. So I'm now looking for you just need to get it started in the middle really. Just create a few holes, just somewhere to get your scissors in. This is the awkward bit, just to get it going. Oh, and so much for it being permanent. It's meant to be, it's a Sharpie, but I'll wipe that out, unless I didn't join it up. Wipe that line out a little bit there, so I'm just going to join that up. Right, so yeah, we're just getting the scissors going. This is the awkward bit, just to get, you can see how a scalpel and a cutting mat would be so much easier, because obviously you just lay your ruler on the lines. So we'll just go for a big cut out. doesn't matter what it looks like because you're getting rid of all of that. And then you can just cut to your lines without getting confused which ones you could say. Yeah, you've got to be careful not to get confused now. We're going to the smaller one. Although so eventually I'm going to the big one, so I've already cut it, haven't I? No, that's right. So yeah, maybe don't do 2 lines on a grid because it does get a little bit confusing. Let's just cut to the hopefully you can see what I'm doing to get this kind of like star shape it is. So I don't think I need to cut all of it to show you. I just wanted to show you how to start cutting it out, and hopefully you can see that your shapes, you probably can't see that too well. Let me get my white foam mat. Maybe you can see it better now, but you can see I've started to cut out that shape only. But then later on I'll be able to cut out the big shape, which is what I need later on for today anyway. So we've done that, and once you've got your cut out, you've got it forever and you're good to go. So here's one I did earlier, fully cut out. So you've got your Stamparatus, and basically, yeah, any leafy stamp will work, or floral. Let me show you. Just yeah. So this is from this set. So this works really well. These would all work very well in different colours. That one would work really well. And then you could cut out your flowers as well. Or not, you can cut them out. Like on this card, I did a wreath, and I raised some of them up and by cutting them out. So I'll show you how to make that on my Facebook Live later this evening. Oops, cards keep falling down. So and here's another one I did, which is it's not square, as you can see, making a rectangle up. Like there's a little trick to that, but I'll show you that later this evening as well. So keep your eyes peeled for the Facebook Live tonight, please. Right, so anyway, back to this before I digress any longer. So yeah, tiny little stamps. This set's very good. You've got lots of little, this would look lovely. All these probably would work. This would work. Any of the little leaves, even the little rose would work really well. What else? There's another one I've got that I haven't used yet. Tiny little frond leaves that would look like lovely as a Christmas wreath, I think. And get a stamp that resembles berries. You can make a lovely wreath with that. But unfortunately, I can't show you all of them because of the time allowance, so I'll just show you this one. Oh gosh. So we've got a 9cm square piece of cardstock. We keep that in there, and we need our magnets. We want the magnet to hold the template in place, so just put that down there, well, actually this side, so it doesn't get in the way. And you can put a magnet on your cardstock, but because you're turning it all the time, it can get a little bit time consuming. And this one I haven't cut out quite well enough, so I'm just going to switch that for my original template. I need to cut that out, make sure that's accurate. I think I did this probably when we did this with a scalpel. It's so much easier. So put that in there. We've lined our stamp up. Oh, it's moved from last time. Okay. Don't know why it's moved. Maybe you basically want it on your Yeah, that'll work lovely. So you wanted it mostly on your cardstock. That obviously isn't in the central of my acetate, and I can see now that it isn't, which just goes to show you don't need it centrally for it to work. So we just stamp it down, ink it up, stamp it down like that. And if you watch what I'm doing now, I'm just twisting it to the next corner. And then carrying on round. Ink it up. The thing you've got to remember is to ink it up and to turn it as well. 2 steps basically. And then press down. Doesn't matter which way you do it as long as you do it. There we go. So hopefully you can see that you can use numerous stamp sets using this method. You could just buy a wreath set, which we do sell in the main catalogue, and it is lovely. But this gives you so many more options for using your Stamparatus. And don't forget your Stamparatus has lots of other uses as well, not just for this. This just happens to be a very, very, very good technique for this tool. It really is. Nearly there. But yeah, once you've got your template done, you don't really have to think that much, which is what I like. I can't be doing with lots of measuring all the time while I'm making a card. I just want to get on and create. So this takes the stress out of everything and all the guesswork and all the, well, just working out measurements, which, as I say, I don't like doing a lot. I'm sure not many people do, if I'm honest. There we go. Done. Lovely wreath. Then obviously you could go on to put flowers on it, or you could get stamp some flowers and then punch them out or die cut them out and stick them on, or get this all on your cardstock, pretty much like I did to this one. Like, if you can see, hopefully you can see that's underneath that base, and then I just cut some flowers out or punch some flowers out. Did that. But yeah, I'll show you how to finish making this card this evening on my Facebook Live. Right, that's it then. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you next week. Thank you. Take care. Bye.